It's time to turn your life-challenging moments into life-changing messages. Welcome to the Power Lift Stories podcast, where we are interviewing women whose stories will leave you lifted up, fired up, and fueled up with hope, courage, and inspiration. We want to thank our sponsor, Powerful Journey, who helps women tell their stories, write their books, and building a profitable brand around both. Join the masterclass or the Speakers Academy at phyllisjenkins.com. That is PHYLLISJENKINS.com. Now here's your host, Phyllis Jenkins.
Why am I laughing? Because I just had a hilarious interview with Deborah Bradford-Young. Deborah is one of our newest published authors, and she is a fun lady. Her book will keep you laughing as well, and you'll hear more about that in just a moment. But I want to remind you that the deadline is April 15th for you to register for our annual Powerful Journey Women's Conference. Now, let me say, although it says Women's Conference, we have men who attend. We also have a male, Charles Irvin, this year, who will be one of our published authors. So be sure to look at the show notes below, go on and register. The conference itself is going to be held at the Collin College Conference Center in McKinney, Texas, which is just north of Dallas. And if you're not able to travel to the conference, you can watch it from the comfort of your home, because you can also register to watch it virtually as well. So no excuse. Register for the Powerful Journey Women's Conference. And it is April 29th, and the time is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you are there in person, let me tell you, you are going to have a powerful, powerful experience, because that's what we do. Also, if you have ever thought about writing a book, then make sure that you as well contact me, because we have two ways that you can get that book out of you and to reality. One is the Writer's Journey, which is a weekly membership community where we are supporting each other, and these women are writing their manuscripts that will be turned into their books. That's a slower pace. But if you are wanting to have a little faster pace, we have the Authors Academy that meets once a month, and we are getting those books published as well. So you have two ways, and you can reach out to me for that. But right now, let's get ready for a powerful interview with Deborah Bradford-Young. Back today with another one of our newest published authors, and her name is Deborah Bradford-Young. Deborah, welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Phyllis. I am so excited to be here.
Well, excited to have you here, and we have Miss Finchroy, who is also here. She's a good friend of Deborah's, and she is coming to cheer her on today, and we will bring her on in just a moment. But let me just share a little about Deborah, and then she's going to share a little bit more. But Deborah and I go way back. First of all, we're homegirls from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yes.
And we both went to Louisiana Tech University. When I met Deborah, I kept saying, I know your name from somewhere. And we discovered that it was university, the Louisiana Tech University. And we know so many of the same people. So Deborah, I'm so excited to have you here. You are killing it with the sales with your new book. So I'm just so happy about that. And it was just a joy to reconnect with you, as well as help to bring this book into reality. So let me just ask you to share a little bit more about Deborah with our listeners today.
Well, I just like to tell them that I am, of course, born and reared here in Shreveport in Caddo Parish. I am a high school graduate of C.E. Byrd High School. And like you said, you and I matriculated at Louisiana Tech University. I got my BS degree in management from there. Have had several employment jobs, but none that I got into and loved as much as the one that gave me a career in law enforcement with the state of Louisiana, Adult Probation Parole Division. I spent 25 years working for the state of Louisiana and retired. So it was a blessing. I've enjoyed it. And I'm just grateful to God to come through it and be able to stand on this platform and say, God is good. And God sent me
Absolutely.
this Phyllis. So that was definitely a blessing in my life.
Well, we're again so happy to reconnect with you. But Ms. Finsroy, I want to bring you in now and let you give words of congratulations, cheer Ms. Deborah on, and anything else that you want to say to her about her new book as well.
Sure. I'm just super excited. I know Deborah has been talking about this for some time, and to see this come to play is just truly awesome. And she pretty much nailed it when she said that this job just meant everything to her. I remember when she came to the church with her certificate, stating that she was about to start to become a parole officer. So I'm just thrilled. I have known her all my days, and she's just a lovely person. And just to see this, I am just super excited for it. And I know she will do well. And I just believe this is the first of many. So I'm here to just do whatever it is to continue to just motivate you and to just stay in your truth. So I'm just excited for you.
Love
Thank you
that.
so much.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. And so, Deborah, I just want to jump now right into our interview. And I want to ask you to describe the moment that your books came in the mail and you opened that box and took your book out for the first time and held it in your hand. Let us in on that moment.
Well, as I hold it now, I can tell you it was one of the most exciting moments that I've had in my life, to accomplish something that was a dream. Not everybody gets to fulfill a dream. And this was one of mine. So I rubbed it and I looked at the box and I rubbed it and I kept saying, God, I give you all the glory. And I was just so excited. I think I hollered first. Then I think I cried a little bit. Okay, I cried a lot. But I was just so super excited to actually see the work you've done and to be able to say, I can leave the work that I've done behind for others to see and to just feel a big accomplishment, So this has been most exciting for me. Very.
Love that. And you're right. This book will be left for generation after generation after generation. and so you have definitely created something that will be a blessing to many for many, many, many years. And again, generations to come. And so, Deborah, I know this answer, but I want you to share it with our listeners. What's the why behind writing your book?
One of the reasons, the why behind writing the book, was I truly don't think a lot of people know what we do as probation parole officers. One of the things I used to always tell new employees, I used to ask them, Do you know the difference between a probationer and a parolee? I didn't. When I took this job, I didn't know the difference. And a lot of times they don't either. And as I continued to grow in my career path as an officer, so many different things, how they always say, no one day is the same as the other. And so some days we would just have the most fun when we were interacting with clients and coworkers, and other days not so much. And at the end of my career, I started thinking, I want to share that. I want to be able to tell some of those stories of what we went through. Because a lot of people, when they think about law enforcement at any level, they forget that we're real people too. They think that we're of a whole different atmosphere, or we have our own breed, but a lot of people sometimes, unless they interact with you on a personal basis, they don't see you in that way. So I just wanted to do something that made me happy, and that I could share that with, others, so that they, could understand and see what we went through on a daily basis.
Okay, so now I just have to ask this. What's the title of your book, and how did you come up with that title?
Well, the title comes from listening to 20 plus years of my clients when they would come in my office, and they might be in a little trouble, or they might have done something that they know they shouldn't have, and I found out about it, and I would ask them about it. And 9 out of 10 times, the story would always begin with, Ms. Young, so what had happened was, and I just felt that I received that gift from them as the title of my book coming into this journey. And I said, everybody at one time or another can relate to someone saying, or even themselves saying, so what had happened was, and every time someone hears that, they immediately start laughing or smiling. And when they do that, it just brings such joy to me, because I say, I accomplished what I started. And I've just been happy about it ever since.
Well, from the moment that you told me the title of the book to even now, you see, every time I hear you say it, I start laughing, because it's so funny, but it's so true. And you're right, we can all relate to saying that at one point in our lives or another. Well, let's just move on with, you will be one of our speakers at the Powerful Journey Women's Conference, which is April 29th. And I want to set the stage where you just stood on our stage. You took your story to the stage, you stood there, and you shared your message. And the room was full of women and some men. And Deborah, you could see the audience laughing as you told some stories, but then you could see them hurting with those who hurt in your stories. But now the conference has ended. You told your story. They stood and gave you a standing ovation. And you are ready now to walk away. What are 3 things that you hope that every person that heard your message, and every person who will read the book, will walk away with? What 3 things?
The first thing I would like for them to walk away with is, it's not very many people who don't know someone who has gotten in trouble at least one time in their life. And so the first point I'd like everybody to understand is that everybody has one bad day. And it's just up to you to see, how can you recover from that? It may just be a car accident. You may have just tripped and fell. You may have hurt somebody's feelings, but somebody has a bad day. and we can all recover from that. We just have to make the right decisions to be able to recover from it. And I used to tell my clients that no matter what their offense was, whatever they got in trouble for, I tell them somebody has one bad day and somebody has two. But we all have to make better decisions on how we recover from that bad day. The second thing I'd like everybody to remember and to think on is that nobody is going to work harder for you than you work for yourself. And when I decided to do this journey and go through this journey with the help of you and your ladies who have been 100% behind me, I mean, I could not have asked for a more loving, a better team who has just walked me because I didn't know what I was getting into. But yourself, Miss Phyllis, and Miss Jackie, and Miss Paula, and Miss Lori have been a godsend. And I could not have been on a better journey with everybody. So because I know how hard you ladies were working for me, I just had to outwork that team. I wanted you to know, and I want them to know, you're not going to work harder for me than I'm willing to work for myself. And the third thing I really want everybody to take with them to understand once they read the book and see the stories and feel the stories through their reading and through their eyes. I want everybody to say, you have got to laugh, even if you're laughing at yourself. Laughter is the soul of what we do. If we can't laugh at ourselves, what are we to do? You can just be listening to a song or to a story, and it makes you laugh. And that's what happened when I decided to write this book. I would just be sitting at my computer typing and thinking of the different stories I'm writing about, and I would just burst out laughing. And it made me that much better, more able to continue to write the stories, even the sad ones, because I knew I could always end on a happy note. And I hope that's what the readers will feel once they read my book, understand my stories. And I'm just looking forward to them contacting me and wanting to purchase my book if they haven't already. I have books for sale because you can look and say, so what had happened was.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And that title itself is so memorable. So if you are wanting an autograph book, Deborah can send it to you, and in a moment we'll give you her contact information, or you can order the book. It's an ebook, it's a paperback, and it's a hardcover on Amazon. But she will also be in the Dallas, Texas area at our Powerful Journey Women's Conference, which is April 29th. It will be held at the Collin College Conference Center in McKinney, Texas. And we have registration open until April 15th. There's no on-site registration. You can attend in person, which we hope that you will. But if you can't, you can also attend virtually. So you can watch Deborah from your home if you would like, as she stands on stage and speaks that day as well. So we just look forward to you coming and having a powerful journey experience that day. Now, Deborah, before I ask you to share your contact information, speak to that person who is watching, who knows that they have a book inside of them, and they've been saying for the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 years, I'm going to write my book. And I often tell all my clients and the audiences at my conferences, don't take your story to the grave, because it's not for you. Everybody has a story.
Yes.
And that story is to be put forward so that it can be a blessing to someone else. It can help someone else who's walking through in the same shoes that you're walking in, or they will be in those same situations or circumstances. And your story can be the lifeline that they need to help pull them out. Deborah's book is going to help you laugh. Laughing is a lost art. So many people don't know how to laugh anymore, don't know how to have fun. And so speak to that person, Deborah, that is sitting on their story, that is afraid to move forward and write their book, or just don't know where to start.
I would tell that person, never give up. My journey on writing this book started over 15 years ago. And it was something that I always had in my mind, but I actually never saw it coming into reality. You know, I would write down little notes. I would take little stories and keep notes in my little notebook. And I would always tell myself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I was the little choo-choo train that could. But it was always like I just didn't feel like I could get over the hill. But once I decided, because you've got to know within yourself that you're able to do it. And once you decide that you're able to do it, that you can accomplish it, that you're going to make it happen, do it. Sit there, get to your computer, and start writing it down. It doesn't become a reality. I thought about it, but it didn't become real to me until I saw it on paper. And once I saw it on paper, that's when I started seeing that it was real. And your journey after that almost becomes easy. If you get with this team of Miss Phyllis's journey, her powerful team, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. They will help you through every step of the way. God put you where I needed you to be at the time that I needed you. And a lot of times in life, that's all it takes. Once you came on board with me, I knew my victory was won. I had no more challenges. And that's why it brings me such joy every time I even send you one small accomplishment. You just need someone to believe in you. And you believed in me, and what I was doing. So the tears are not sad tears. Please don't ever think they're sad tears. And Themisia knows my story. And now you know my story. Joy and happiness gets me through any situation. And this book and the writing of this book and having it become a real part of my life, I sit here and I still rub it just to make sure it's real. So I tell that person that I'm looking at and that they're seeing in me, please know these are tears of joy, of happiness, of accomplishment, of knowing you can do it. So take the first step. Believe in yourself that you can do it, and come with us, with Miss Phyllis, and they're going to make it happen for you. My blessings and my prayers are that it happens for you the way it did for me. That's my prayer.
Thank you, Deborah. And this indeed is my God assignment. My assignment is to help bring clarity to your stories, to help get that manuscript down, as Deborah has said, and then my team and I will do the edits and get it up on Amazon and get it into the world, because the world needs to hear your story. So if you are listening to this today, or if you know of someone who needs to hear this, I ask that you send this YouTube on over, share it with someone else. But not only share it, I'm asking you to subscribe to the YouTube, because every week we will have someone such as Deborah to come on and share their stories. And if that is you, if you would like to come on and share your story, my mission right now is to help 100,000 women to tell their
Oh,
stories.
wonderful.
One
Wonderful.
woman, one story at a time. So if that is you, reach out to me as well. Deborah,
Definitely.
how can our listeners and those who are watching our YouTube channel, how can they connect with you?
They can connect with me by coming to my Facebook page at Deborah Bradford-Young. They may also contact me through my email address, which is dbyoung07@aol.com. Or you may even call me on my cell phone number, 318-218-0681. And I definitely look forward to seeing you, meeting you, greeting you, and having you tell me your story of, so what had happened was.
Nobody
Thank
can
you so
say
much.
that. Nobody can say that like Deborah. And let me spell Deborah for you. It's Deborah. So Deborah
Thank you.
Bradford-Young. We wanted to make sure that you have the spelling so that you can follow her, connect with her. She is just so much fun and so down to earth. Love you so much, my sister. And thank you. Thank you for entrusting us to help you turn your dream into reality. Again, we're looking forward to seeing you walk in with the other authors, doing our parade of authors at the conference, and just having a day full of excitement as you all are launching your books and your book signing. So Deborah, thank you again. Ms. Fitzroy, thank you for joining us today. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
I'll be there. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us today. If you are interested in being on the show, go to phyllisjenkins.com. You can also sign up for the Powerful Journey Masterclass or the Speakers Academy at phyllisjenkins.com.